All right, Shalom, Israel. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, trying their best to do the will of the Lord in sincerity, righteousness, and the truth. All right, this is Makarah of DTA Camp in Newark, New Jersey, once again. All right, and I just want to do a follow-up video on the live stream that brothers loaded up last night on the DTA 144 Elect channel, entitled "Pay Your Spiritual Tithes." All right, so this is a follow-up video on that, and I'm gonna title this "Examples of Spiritual Tithes." All right, and grab a couple scriptures. The first scripture that I'm gonna grab is John chapter 4, verse 23, and it reads. No, verse 24, it says, God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. Con. In order to please the Lord to the best of your ability, you have to keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability. You have to do the best works that you possibly can. All right. Which is praying as much as you possibly can, fasting as much as you possibly can, pushing videos, all right, going to camp, all right, being brotherly, all right. But in order to do all those things and any of those things, you have to first be spiritually minded. You have to know of the spirit, all right, because in school they teach you about your body. All right, they teach you that your mind controls your body, but they teach you nothing about your spirit that's supposed to govern over your mind, over your body. All right, and that's the only way that you're gonna have control over your body. All right, and why do you want to have control of your body? Because your body is what contains your emotions. All right, and that's what demons feed off, your emotions. They manipulate your emotions to try to get the best of you and try to get you to go off. They manipulate your thoughts. I mean, they plant wicked thoughts in your mind and try to get you to feed into them, which you wind up feeding into based on your emotions. All right, and they overtake you, man. You feed into them thoughts, and they cause you to go off. All right, so in order to state the be outside of your emotions, to have control over your emotions, you have to be in the spirit. You have to be trained and taught properly through the spirit, through these scriptures. All right, on how to carry yourself in this truth. All right, so I'm gonna bring it back one more time. It says, God is a spirit, and they that worship him must. It didn't say should. It says must worship him in spirit and in truth. All right. I'm gonna jump to 2nd Ezra chapter 14, verse 14. It says, let go from the mortal thoughts. You see that? The Lord said, let go from the mortal thoughts. So what that's supposed to mean? The Lord don't want you to think? No, that's not what it means. It means that if you have understanding, you understand that you have mortal thoughts and you have spiritual thoughts. All right, you understand that there's a difference between righteous thoughts and wicked thoughts. All right. The scriptures say to be carnally minded is death, and be spiritually minded is life and peace. All right. Only if you spiritually conscious of the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High and what to do to please the Most High, are you spiritual. All right. But if you were walking around carrying yourself, thinking that everything is just everything, you believe in that Big Bang theory, like or that YOLO shit, you only live once, and you Americanized, thinking that everything is about getting money, saving money, setting your life up to look as good as possible, save as much money as you possibly can so you can leave something for your kids when you die. If you in that type of mentality, man, you carnally minded, man. The Lord said to be carnally minded is death, man. You're not gonna have a chance of salvation if you don't have a spiritual mind, man. All right. If you don't know what to do to please the Lord. All right. So it says, let go from the mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature. Right? What's the burdens of man? Worrying about how people look at you. All right, worrying about how much money it is that you're making, worrying about your relationship, having a relationship with your kids, or worrying about pleasing your woman so that she won't get on no bullshit causing you to be able to not have a good relationship with your kids. All right, or worrying about what type of clothes you got on. I mean, like, those is all things that niggas and fucking Americanized peons think and shit. I mean, so the Lord said, cast away the burdens of man. You want to throw them away, man. Do away with them. It says, put off now the weak nature. The Lord called carnally minded, I mean, and Americanized thoughts as a weak nature. All right, and that's how before the Lord guided any of us through the Spirit to this truth, we all at one point in time was carnally minded, man. We all we knew was how to live based on our weak nature. All right. But once you come to this truth, man, you got to put on the new man. All right. And part of putting on that new man is putting off the old man. All right. And the scriptures say, put off now the weak nature. The Lord called anything in this world, worrying about anything in this world, a weak nature, man. All right. It says, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. Right? Because that's the spirit that we need to be in, man. If you're in the right spirit, you understand that the chip being pushed, you understand that martial law, time of Jacob's trouble, his head just hasn't reached his peak yet. You understand that World War III could jump off at any minute now. All right, you understand that the Lord is about to bring salvation, man, and reward those for all their works. All right, you understand these things, and that's, you're supposed to have a tunnel vision on getting the fuck up out of here, man. All right, that's the spirit that brothers need to be in, man. And if you're not in that spirit, man, you need to check yourself. All right, I'm gonna jump to Sirach, chapter 14, verses 11, and it reads. It says, "My son, according to thy ability, do good to thyself, and give the Lord his due offering." Right, spiritual types, man. That's spiritual types right there, man. All right, we got carnal types, which is 10% of whatever income that you may have, or whatever goods. 10% of not only that, I mean, that's carnal types, but spiritual types is 10% of your time, which can't be measured. All right, like the brother was bringing out last night. 10% of spiritual types is based on sincerity. All right, but it says, the scripture says, "My son, according to thy ability, do good to thyself, and give the Lord his due offering." So it says, according to thy ability. All right, and the Lord know your heart. The Lord know you better than you know yourself. He knows when you shorten him. He knows when you give him more than he know when you giving your all in this truth. All right, he know when you holding back, man, and you can't get over on the Lord, man. You can't think that you're gonna get the fuck up out of here. I mean, if you're not doing everything that you possibly can to get up out of here, man, you're not doing the most works that you possibly can. All right, you want to be doing as much videos as you possibly can. You don't want to be. You don't want the spirit to jump on you to do a sit down, and you make excuses of why you of why not. You make excuses to not do the sit down. All right, you don't want to be in that spirit, man. You don't want to have that lazy, sluggard spirit when you're like, I'm tired, or making up any type of excuses. I mean, for not to do the sit down. You don't want to make excuses to not go to camp, to not be brotherly. All right. Um, me myself, me myself. Uh, just a quick example of paying spiritual tithes. All right. Yesterday I went into work because they text me my schedule every week, and they scheduled me for Tuesday to work from 2 o'clock in the afternoon to 2 o'clock in the morning. All right. So I showed up. I showed up at like 11:40. So when I got there, come to find out that they misscheduled me. They scheduled me when I wasn't supposed to be on the schedule. All right. They it was a typo. They text me to come in for Tuesday when really it was Thursday that I was supposed to have been in for work. All right, now they didn't. It was a simple and honest mistake. All right, and that's how I know it was Satan. Now, I mean, because here it is. I only got 3 days off of work, but based on that one typo, Satan was trying to clip one of my days, free. I mean, the days free. The days that I don't have the 3 days that I don't have to go to work are 3 days of time that I have that I could possibly be sacrificing to the Lord, doing works, doing videos, studying. All right. Uh Getting up with brothers, making sure it's seeing if it's anything that I could do to help brothers and whatever it is that they may be going through. All right, so I had the option of leaving the job, I mean, or waiting a whole 2 hours for the available shift for that day because of the mistake that they made. All right, so which would have put more money on my check. All right, which would have been able to make the amount of money that I put towards the tithes a greater amount. All right, but it would have sacrificed. It would have clipped some time that I could have been able to study or do works. All right, so I automatically prayed on it. I mean, the spirit hit me like, nah, don't let Satan get that shit off. I mean, fuck the money. Take whatever days that you got off. So what if you came, you spent the whole hour to get to the job, and you already here, you already at the job, and you can use the extra money. Fuck all that shit. Leave the job and see what type of works you could put in. Come to find out, what wound up happening was I left, and me and the brothers wound up getting up doing a real edifying video on paying your spiritual tithes. All right, me and brothers was able to get up, be brotherly with each other, and give each other advice on certain things that we may have been going through throughout the week. All right, so that's a quick example on paying your spiritual tithes. All right. Now I had that was according to my ability. I was able to do that. All right. Now, if you had a type of job where whatever days they schedule you for, you have to work those days, or you might be jeopardizing your job. All right. If you got that type of job, the Lord know your heart, man. If you have to work on the Sabbath, or if you have to work on days of camp, that's just something that you have to do. All right. But if you the type of nigga where you got two jobs, and based on your schedule on both, or you based on your schedule from having two jobs, you missing camp, you not able to keep the Sabbath, you in the wrong spirit, man. You need to clip one of those jobs. You need to free up some time, I mean, to be able to you need to sacrifice some time to the Lord, man. All right, that's paying your spiritual tithes. All right, I'm gonna jump to another scripture. This is Salakia. This is right, kind. This is Matthew's chapter 10. Matthew's chapter 10, verse, let me see which. Oh, kind. It says 10 verse 39. It says, "He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it." Cunt. You don't want to be holding back. You don't want to be holding back the spirit. Right now, we need to be doing everything in our power to put in the best works to do everything that we can to give ourselves the best chances of salvation right now. All right, you don't want to be holding back from doing